What's up guys, King Crisis here, welcome to part 2 on what if Naruto was like Gaara. Before I go any further into the video, everyone seems to enjoy the video down below in the comment section, so there will in fact be a part 2 as you can see. So with that being said, without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. The video starts off where we last left off, after Naruto and the others have, well, done all their missions and Tazuna still ends up talking his shit. But of course, from here, we cut on over towards them walking off. As they're walking through the village, as they would have in the original timeline, the Demon Brothers still try to attack. Like usual, they end up dying. But, whoa, I say like usual, my bad. Basically, when I said that, I meant like in every other what if. Yeah, Naruto proceeds to turn. As they jump up and try to attack Kakashi, Naruto will snap his fingers as the Demon Brothers were ripped to shreds. They were instantly cut into many pieces. Naruto then would look forward, a sinister smile on his face, as he then would say, pathetic. Naruto then would weave hand signs. As he does so, a wind orb would form around the Demon Brother's body. Naruto then would say, that should be enough for now. Naruto then would walk away, with the bubble floating behind them. Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, stunned. But at this point, not really. This is like their third time witnessing Naruto kill someone. So they kinda had to just ignore it because they were so afraid of what Naruto would do if they didn't ignore it. So ignoring it, they would walk onward, leaving. As they end up leaving, we will now see the rest of the team still end up encountering Zabuza. Kakashi still tells everyone to duck. But as Sasuke and Sakura duck, surprisingly enough, the blade would stop midair. It never gets close to them. That's because, of course, Naruto stopped the blade. And Naruto turns with just an annoyed facial expression. Pathetic. I'm sick of this. Naruto then would swipe. Oh my god, how do I explain this? Okay, look. His hands are forward, right? He puts his right arm underneath his left arm. And then he will do the same thing with his left arm, causing the blade mid-air to spin, as he then would point his finger forward, and the blade would shoot forward towards the direction of where Zabuza was. As this happens, Zabuza sees the executioner blade flying towards him, as he would jump clean over it. Zabuza then would turn as he would duck the executioner's blade flying past his head, almost killing him. Naruto then would say, "Come out and die. I don't want to have to try too much." He would say, "Especially not on a weakling like you." As this happens, Zabuza proceeds to rush forward. He snatches his blade out of the air as he goes forward and immediately goes in for the kill. As he comes in towards Naruto, the executioner's blade is suddenly stopped by a wall of wind. Naruto then would say, "Wind style, wind wall." He then would say, "Almighty push." As Naruto says this, the wind around him would explode off of him as he shoots Zabuza away. Naruto then would say, "Wind style, wind cocoon." As Zabuza is suddenly wrapped inside of a wind cocoon, which is the equivalent of the Gaara's sand coffin. Naruto then begins to steal all the air from Zabuza, and he begins to crush Zabuza. As this happens, Kakashi would grab him before saying, "Wait, Naruto, we need intel." Naruto then would turn, "Move," he would say. As he says this, Kakashi's thrown back by a wave of wind. Naruto then would say, "Don't get in my way. I have a job to do." Naruto would say with a very dark tone as he says this. Kakashi would only think, wow, Naruto has lost it. Naruto would lift up his hand. As he lifts up his hand, he waves his hand downward, swiping over and over and over, smiting them with every single hit, throwing hit after hit, attack after attack. Kakashi is getting pushed further and further back. And he witnesses as Naruto begins to crush Zabuza. Slowly but surely, he's crushing him. Zabuza is doing nothing more than screaming, screeching, feeling an amount of pain like no other. Naruto laughs sinisterly as he does so. He then would say, "Pathetic." As he begins to crush Zabuza whole, Zabuza would scream. As Kakashi proceeds to grab him, "Enough!" he would say. Naruto then would say, "How many times do I have to do this?" As he proceeds to create a wind claw that slashes Kakashi across his chest before it proceeds to flick him back. Naruto then would say, "Be quiet," as he would snatch the oxygen from Kakashi. You ever been put into like a lock, like, you know, like everyone ever like put into a headlock? That's what it feels like for Kakashi. He's in there until his vision begins to fade and Kakashi's knocked unconscious. Naruto then would say, "Next time I'll kill you." He then would turn and look back towards Zabuza. As he does this, Naruto suddenly senses something flying through the air, and Naruto doesn't hesitate. He stops the sand bombs from reaching Zabuza. Naruto then would turn, as Haku would land, explaining that he's a tracking in for a hidden miss. Naruto then would say, "I don't care who you are. Hands off my prey," Naruto would say. As he says this, he begins to crush Zabuza more. He would say, "I want to hear his screams." As he does this, Haku had enough. He charges forward and immediately goes in for a slash at Naruto. Naruto will turn as he proceeds to unleash a wind wall, several of them. He shoots, y'all see how, what's the dude's name? Night Eye. No, not Night Eye. How Nine. Yeah, that was his name. How Nine from My Hero Academia had those yellow walls appear in front of him. That's what Naruto did. So as Haku charged towards him, he hit one of those walls and he was sent. And well, it hurt a lot and he ended up shooting through all of them. Naruto then proceeds to grab him with the wind hand and slam him onto the ground before throwing him and putting him inside the same cocoon as Zabuza. Now they're getting crushed even faster. Naruto laughs as he begins to use wind blades to slice through them, causing blood to pour out from both Zabuza and Haku. Naruto looks on, cracking a sinister smile. How does it feel? Do you feel pain? Do you feel pain? You filthy creatures. Naruto begins to crush him more and more and more. You're fucking weak, he would say. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak. Naruto proceeds to drop him. Now that was fun. Naruto then to turn and walk away, with Zabuza and Haku both being severely crushed and blood pouring from their bodies. He then would turn as he snatches up Kakashi. He proceeds to use his wind style as the wind would lift him. "Let's go," Naruto would say. As they end up leaving, Naruto would drag Kakashi. And Sasuke and Sakura doesn't say anything. They don't say a single thing. The fear that Naruto gives them, just his pure aura and presence alone. Bro. Sorry guys, I had to cough. Give me 1 second, I have to pause real quick. Now, when Naruto makes it back to Tasuna's home, as Naruto makes it inside, Inari still begins to talk his same shit he did in the original timeline. But as he begins to speak, Naruto then would slowly look at him. And the second Naruto made eye contact with him, Naruto let off a piercing bloodlust. He would say, "Shut up." And Inari closes his mouth. He doesn't speak after that. He kept his mouth completely shut because he knows for a fact that if he continued going, Naruto, no, not really know for a fact, but he felt it. Naruto was going to kill him. Naruto was going to kill him in a way he never thought possible. Naruto was going to put him through an unspeakable pain. That's the vibe he got off of Naruto. That's what he felt. And it's 100% valid. Inari then would sit there. As he sits there, we now will time skip. Team 7 ends up returning to the bridge. And as they return to the bridge, well, Gato's men showed up. And when they showed up, it was an entire group of them, an army of them. He then would say, "You almost killed Zabuza and Haku, you fucking brat," he would say. "Now the 2 men that I needed are almost completely gone. Huh. They say if you need something done, do it yourself." He would throw down his cigar. He then would point towards his men as he would say, "Get him." As all of them become rushing towards Team 7, Kakashi stands as he's prepared to fight, but Naruto would grin. No. More blood, Naruto would say. As Naruto lifts up his hand, as a massive wind wall would form over his half of the bridge, completely blocking it off. As this happens, said wind wall begins to break top from bottom, exploding it almost like shards. And those shards were all massive wind blades that ripped and tore through every single person there. And he didn't just stop there. No. Naruto made sure to make it as brutal, as gruesome as he could possibly muster. He causes pain and suffering like no other. He sliced them all apart and made them bleed. Blood gushes everywhere, pouring down every single person there. Naruto sadistically grinned. And as he did, Naruto made sure every man there felt pain, suffering, and fear. He began to slice them apart, slice after slice, dicing and slicing and dicing and slicing. He begins to tear them apart. Naruto would finally stop with blood pouring out everywhere, and Gato was terrified. As Naruto walked towards him, he then would say bye-bye. And immediately Gato's head was crushed. He fell to the ground dead, along with all of his men. And Naruto stood up, just psychotically smiling. And he lets off a crazy laugh, explaining he finally had a little bit of fun. As he does this, as he lets off this psychotic laugh, level like no other, it's now time for us to time skip. We cut towards Naruto. Naruto could be seen waiting. They're waiting in the Hokage's office because Naruto felt something in the village, something familiar, and Naruto has a very serious look on his face. He looks towards Hiruzen before saying, "I can sense that brat," he would say, as he has his fist balled up deeply, nails cutting into his hands. Naruto would say, "Where the hell is the sand boy?" As he says this, Hiruzen would say, mind y'all, Team 7 ends up arriving earlier, okay? They arrived back earlier because Naruto completed the mission way sooner because he killed off Zabuza and he killed off the Demon Brothers as well as Gato's whole army, as well as Naruto being able to control the wind. He's able to get the team back to the Leaf Village much faster. But Naruto isn't focused on his powers. Naruto's more focused on the fact that Gaara's in the Leaf Village. Okay, guys, Naruto and Gaara hate each other, okay? They hate each other. In case you guys don't know from the first little half, when Naruto actually got into a fight with Gaara, yeah. I never explained what happened, and that's gonna be explained probably like in a third or fourth part, if there even is a fourth or third part, because y'all know how I am. I don't think I made a part 4 in forever, but yeah, Naruto waits. And as he waits, Gaara, eventually, his chakra gets closer. And Naruto's eyes flare red. And as he does, his chakra begins to emanate. And Gaara, sensing Naruto's chakra, his eyes will become brown. And his own chakra begins to flare. Both Gaara and Naruto sense each other's presence. And both of them are preparing to rip the other apart. But as this happens, we cut towards Naruto making it home. He makes it to his home, which is a much nicer house than what it was in the original timeline because Naruto's far more powerful and he's completely freaking insane. So they made sure to give Naruto a home where Naruto felt comfortable because they felt like if he didn't, it was a good chance he would probably kill some people. And they didn't want Naruto just going around killing people because that's just so unnecessary. It's over the top. Why would they want him just going around killing people? Since they didn't want Naruto going around killing people, they went ahead on and did it. They made sure they had everything locked up. Everything was safe, everything was secure, everything was just down packed and good. We cut towards Naruto. Okay, Naruto walks out. And when he walks out, he begins to walk through the village. No one encountered him, no one did anything, and it isn't until Naruto seen him. He's seen Kankuro, a very familiar face, as he has Konohamaru held up by the throat. He has a very similar interaction that what he did in the original timeline, saying the same thing he said to him in the original timeline. Naruto walks up. And Kankuro didn't even sense Naruto's presence until Naruto placed a hand on his shoulder. And when he did, Kankuro turned around with one of those cocky turns as he just looks at him, and then he freezes the second he sees Naruto's face. Oh shit, he would think. He looks towards Naruto, frozen. "Where's your brother?" Naruto would say. And as he says this, sand proceeds to rise out of the ground, and Naruto starts smiling. Huge smile crosses his face as he looks towards Gaara. "Gaara of the sand." He then would say, "Naruto Uzumaki." As immediately Naruto shoots a wave of wind, and Gaara would shoot a wave of sand. Immediately the two attacks would clash, with Naruto rushing forward towards Gaara, and Gaara rushing forward towards Naruto. Temari and Kankuro will both jump in, shooting their puppets Kankuro shoots puppets towards Naruto, and Temari would throw a blast of wind. That was very foolish of her, because said blast of wind did not reach Naruto. Instead, it hit Kankuro's puppets. This completely confused her, but Naruto zips past her. As he zips past her, he proceeds to look at her. He looked her up and down, and for a moment there, he kind of liked what he's seen, but he ignored it. He rushes forward towards. Who am I gonna make him rush towards? I'm gonna be fair. Let's say. Wait, what the fuck? He rushes forward towards Gaara, kneeing Gaara in the face. He then will swipe his hands in an X-Mac formation, causing two waves of wind to slash down upon his chest. Naruto then would jump back. As he jumps back, he proceeds to lift up his hand and just start causing wave of wind, wave after wave after wave after wave, slashing into Gaara. And then Gaara creates a huge sin fist that punches Naruto back. Naruto stares at him, and he then would say, "Die!" as he immediately throws a massive wave of wind, just a powerful, category, almost category 5 hurricane type of wind blast at Gaara. Gaara sees it coming, as Gaara would immediately create a sand coffin around him and his siblings, as Naruto's wind blast mostly destroyed the sand, but Naruto started to destroy the village. It was alerting several ninjas. Several ninjas begin to show up as Gaara begins to have his sand wrap around all these ninjas, and Naruto's having his air be, number one, extracted from their lungs, and it's holding them in place. As this is happening, Naruto and Gaara are still staring each other down. As this happens though, arriving on the scene will be Guy. And as Guy arrives on the scene, Kakashi arrives beside him, and so do the other top jonin of the village, that being Asuma and Kurenai. As the top jonins arrive, Naruto would think to himself, "I'll kill them all," as he immediately shoots a blast of wind towards him, but Guy would appear as he proceeds to backhand Naruto's wind blast away. Naruto sees this as Guy would say, "Calm down now, young youths. You're acting out. We don't need a war between the two villages now, do we?" Naruto then would say, "No, we just need him dead." He would say as he looks towards Gaara. Gaara then would say, "Then kill me, bitch." The two of them would stare each other down as Naruto lifts up his hand, as Gaara will lift up his, as immediately Guy would appear in front of Naruto, and that one random nigga from the Sand Village would appear in front of Gaara. They both would say, "Stand down, young ones." Naruto then would swipe his hand towards Guy. Guy would weave as he chops Naruto on the back of his neck, knocking Naruto unconscious. Yes, guys, Naruto is still not stronger than Guy quite yet. Naruto and Gaara are actually equal in power, until, of course, Naruto gets using this Nine Tails powers, because, of course, Kurama is stronger than Shikaku, for obvious reasons, but yeah. With that being said, Naruto then will return back to the Leaf Village. With returning. With Naruto returning, you now see Naruto thinking of a strategy. He wants to kill Gaara, and he wants to do that by any means necessary. If it means Gaara's blood is spilled, Naruto will make sure of it. We cut towards Sasuke and Sakura. Mostly Sasuke though. Sasuke was training with Kakashi, as he was in the original timeline. But this time around, Kakashi begins to train him much more gruelingly. And not only is that the case, he even teaches Sasuke the Shadow Clone method. And he explains to him that Naruto's powerful, Naruto's too powerful, and Naruto's unstable. He looks towards Sasuke. He wants to make sure that during this time period, he's able to bring Sasuke up to Naruto's level by any means necessary. He tells him that he's going to put him through some of the craziest training he's ever been through. He tells Sasuke that it's very important that he gets on this level because Naruto is too dangerous the way that he is. So, Kakashi begins to train Sasuke much harder and much more seriously than what he did in the original timeline, also teaching him several more lightning style jutsus other than just simply giving him the Chidori and rolling with it. No. He taught him several more jutsus, all in the range of fire and lightning style. This version of Sasuke has brought up far more than what he was in the original timeline. Also, he does focus on getting Sasuke to learn the fire, I almost said the fire stuff, but getting Sasuke to learn the Chidori. But he also and primarily puts most of his energy into focusing on teaching Sasuke the lightning cloak technique, because he figures that Sasuke will need something on this caliber to compete with Naruto. And well, he's not wrong. Teaching Sasuke how to create the lightning cloak was Kakashi's best decision. Naruto, and he realized after Sasuke learned this, he begins to manipulate said lightning cloak into several destructive attacks, and he begins to like what he sees. He then decides he's gonna do something very different. He shows him the Forbidden Scroll, and he shows Sasuke the Flying Raiji. Yes, I'm giving it to Sasuke. We know that it requires a lot of chakra, and we know that Sasuke doesn't have a lot of chakra, which is why Sasuke is only going to be able to use it 4 times in battle. Using the Flying Third God 4 times in battle will be all Sasuke would really need for now. So you would see Sasuke now being confident in himself after only 3 weeks of training. He's gained that many skills and that many techniques, a repertoire of lightning and a repertoire of fire style techniques. You're probably wondering how. Shadow Clone method. Very simple. The Shadow Clone method is the most overpowered method in in Naruto existence. It's like almost like having a hyperbolic time chamber when you really think about it. So yeah, he's good all because of the Shadow Clone method. If Sasuke did not perform the Shadow Clone method, he would not be ready for Naruto. But since he did, I can confidently say so myself. He's finna beat the fuck out of Naruto. So with that being said, let's time skip. Time skip what happened. Boop. Naruto could be seen, him and Team 7, walking into the building as they did in the original timeline. Lee still ends up fighting against Sasuke. Sasuke still ends up losing. Not because he's weaker, but because he just simply doesn't have better taijutsu than Lee. With that being said, the Orochimaru scene still happens, okay? It plays out like normal. Naruto has to go to the bathroom. He doesn't say he has to go to the bathroom. He just looked at them, walked off, and went to use the bathroom. As Naruto walked out, Orochimaru still ends up attacking. Now, with most of that playing out like normal, Naruto eventually does return. And when he returns, he sees his team being attacked. He feels a bloodlust coming off this guy like crazy, and Naruto loves every second of it. Naruto sends his wind forward. As the wind would shoot forward towards Orochimaru, it ends up pushing him upwards and off of Sasuke's neck before he could bite down. Naruto then proceeds to shoot his wind forward as it ends up shooting forward in a compressed blast of wind. Naruto then would say, "Wind style, wind cocoon." As the wind begins to swirl around Orochimaru will shoot a snake out of his arm. That snake ends up slithering away. Naruto would see this and he then would say, "Whatever." As he begins to crush Orochimaru, unbeknownst to Naruto, said snake would turn into Orochimaru and he would kick Naruto. Naruto's thrown back as he looks on confused, with several snakes splitting out all throughout the forest. All the snakes then would charge forward towards Naruto. Naruto proceeds to start stumping, destroying, and waving his hand, causing the wind to rip the snakes to shreds or to blast away the snakes, but nope. Naruto then begins to get angry as he begins to lift up off the ground. Naruto flies into the air. From there, he lifts up his hand as a wind orb begins to form within his hand. He then would yell, "Hurricane!" as he comes charging down as he slams said wind orb into the ground as a massive explosion goes off as Orochimaru, Sasuke, and Sakura were all sent flying from the attack. Naruto didn't care that Sasuke or Sakura got hurt. He wasn't really worrying as long as they were alive. They are his team, and he doesn't like them, but he has to keep them alive. So he looks forward angrily, thinking that they're pathetic. Orochimaru is now slammed against a tree, back against the wall. he has a snake slithered up Sasuke's leg, and as he does, Sasuke begins to freak out as the snake pops up on his neck, turns into Orochimaru as Orochimaru bites him, before then rubbing his hands down Sasuke's chest as he slowly sits it down before saying, "It'll be mine, oh mine soon, oh." He then looks forward. You didn't hear that nor see that. That was kind of weird. He would say, before Orochimaru would weave hand signs and vanish. Naruto was teased before thinking, that guy's gonna die, he would say. But from here, we're gonna be ending off part 2. I know it didn't really cover the Trinity exams, but low key, this series isn't one of the series I'm used to. Like, it's very fast paced, it's very simple. Like, yeah. So that being said, if you liked the video, go ahead and subscribe. You know, I made sure to make a part 2 to this for a reason. Like, I really like this series.